Oh,
All
God
right.
damn it. I'm gonna need another beer for this fucking shit.
You got time.
This is fair.
And our last fight of the night, the main event of 302. Another 5-rounder, this time for the undisputed UFC lightweight championship of the world. Lafayette, Louisiana's own Dustin the Diamond Poirier brings his 30-8 record to the octagon once again to face fellow top-tier talent and current champion Islam Makachev. Makachev, sitting on a 13-fight win streak, looks to follow in the footsteps of his mentor Khabib and trounce the Diamond in what's likely Poirier's last shot at promotional gold. These stakes don't get much higher than this, so fellas, I'll pose you this question. How do you feel this fight goes down, and do we finally see Dustin complete the fairy tale story? As we've been, Danger Mouse, you lead us off here.
Okay. I don't think I need to sugarcoat this one very much. I could go over all the stats. I mean, Islam does have that very impressive one of only absorbing 1.27 strikes per minute, which is probably one of the lowest, if not the lowest in the UFC. But other than that, we all know this. Am I being unfair here? No, we know that this is a fight that Islam is going to win. People often say there's a puncher's chance, and that's often the case. But in this particular case, you sometimes say, they'd win 10 times out of 100. I don't even think Dustin wins this one times out of 100, maybe one time out of 1,000. We've got that ever-present 35 plus statistic hanging over us. Never been done at lightweight. It has been done, but only at welterweight. This would be a new record for breaking that statistic. Dustin is an amazingly good fighter, but he just can't get this one done. And that's the other thing. It seems I heard an interview with him this evening, and he was talking about he most likely would retire after this fight.
Yeah.
Even if he won it, I think it would be kind of in his mind. I think he was thinking that would be a great way to go out, win the championship, and then leave. So I think his mind is half on retirement. I think that has to play into it. And it's Islam Makachev. The guy is the best lightweight in the world. His wrestling is great. His striking is top level. A lot of people think or forget that he did Taekwondo back at college originally. He wasn't a grappler to start off with. Obviously, all Dagestani kids wrestle, but it wasn't his first art. I actually think that we've had the presence of Khabib around the training camp, as far as I understand, and I think that might have a influence on how this fight goes. We've seen Islam engage with the strikers and play it backwards and forwards, and I think in this one he might just go straight back to father's plan and take Dustin down as quickly as he can, get him out of there as quick as he can. I would not like to set the over for this fight at anything over 1.5 rounds, to be honest. And that's it. I'm done. I'll let Austin have his rant now if he wants.
Very astute. Austin, what do you got here, bud?
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta finish my beer. As much as I would like to say that Dustin has a chance, he has, as somebody in the Discord had pointed out, a puncher's chance. Now, that doesn't mean that he has a great chance at all. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, the last time Dustin Poirier was in a title fight was against Khabib. No, I'm sorry. It was against Charles Oliveira, correct? And before that was Khabib Nurmagomedov. Let's say that what do those two have in common? They're great all-time grapplers, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what do we get with Islam Makachev? He is by far a more calculated, a more precise, and more powerful grappler than those two combined. Facing Khabib in the gym 24/7, and the other defeating Charles Oliveira very handily the first time they met. There's a part of me that thinks Dustin has a chance, and honestly, I am personally invested in him actually winning the title, but I do not believe he will actually win it. My personal belief is that Islam Makachev will play on the feet, fake a takedown to land a head kick knockout, and like the great Alexander Volkanovski before him, he will succumb to the play of the grappling game and realize it's too late to defend against a head strike because Islam is not Khabib. Father's plan will allow him to physically finish his opponents without actually having to land a takedown of his own. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah.
You guys got me all fired up over here.
I'm gonna grab another beer.
Main event. Let's do this shit. Let's go. Ah, all right. I'm about to break left hook Larry's heart here.
I know that he almost got me. That son of a bitch. He almost got me to fucking switch too.
Yep. As much as I would love to see the King of Diamonds flop a royal flush here, I'm afraid his pocket cards are more likely a 7 deuce. He'll play the hand he's dealt, but I truly feel Islam smashes him on the river and wins the pot. Poirier has fantastic boxing. He's got tons of heart. He's obviously a fan favorite. But Makachev is fucking simply too undeniable right now to even be doubted. I don't think that you can, even if you're a left hook Larry, even if you have a fucking lifetime subscription to Dustin Poirier's hot sauce, I don't think you can concoct a fucking scenario in your mind that's realistic where DP comes out on top in this thing. Islam striking, as Danger pointed out, very underrated. His grappling, like Austin pointed out, probably better than Khabib and Oliveira combined. I mean, the guy is a fucking prototype of what you want in an MMA fighter. It's like he was created in a laboratory to go in there and fucking destroy and finish and smash and fucking obliterate anything in his path. So, as much as I love you, DP, I'm going to go Islam here. I'm going to give you a little bit of credit. I'm going to say you hang around a little bit. You make things interesting for maybe the first or second round. But I'm going to go Islam by a third or fourth round submission. And here's my hottest take of the bunch. Sort of like DM touched on earlier. I'm thinking, and I'm kind of wagering, that win or lose, we might see a DP retirement when this fight's all said and done. So this could be the last ride of one Dustin Poirier.
Can you? I hate to be this guy, but can you really call it a ride when he's only got one fight, one straight?
Yeah, fair.
God damn it!
Love the guy. He's a fucking great dude. I mean, I'm sure he's a fucking phenomenal person to know behind the scenes, and he does fucking tons of shit for charity. He's got the Good Fight Foundation thing that he runs, and he's got a nice looking wife. Shout out Jolie.
Jolie.
She's not in my DMs. The fuck?
Ah!
But yeah, I don't think Dustin is gonna be bringing that title back home to the Bayou.
Nah, like you can't say he hasn't like earned an opportunity to at least fight for the title, but to say that he is the guy next in line for the title. No, if we remember correctly, the UFC was like, "Hey, Arman Tsarukyan, you are the guy next," and he's like, "I want more time," and they're like, "No, Dustin Poirier." like here we go. Like the UFC, like as much as I love watching it, it's like the most infuriating thing sometimes because it's like they don't give it to the guy who deserves it more, or do they build prospects like they usually do, or they used to,
Well,
I should say.
The bright
Like-
side is that Islam has said he wants to beat Dustin, then he wants to beat Arman, then he wants to move up to 170 because he'll have beaten everybody by then.
Yeah, but that ain't.
Would be fair.
But I mean, that's correct. That's the correct response. As a champion, you take whoever is in front of you. That is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take on whatever the promotion deems as the number one contender. Unlike John Jones, Islam is facing the number one contender. Aha, chickens can't be goats. Fuck you, John Jones. But here's the thing. In this case, Dustin Poirier is not the number one contender. Arman Sarukian is. And unfortunately, Arman Sarukian said he needs more time, which you can't blame him for. He literally only lost by decision because he gave Islam his hardest fight prior to Volkanovski. And honestly, he is like a upgraded version of Volkanovski. He hits hard. The fucker can grapple for fucking days. And honestly, he is going to be the guy that's going to give Islam his toughest fight because it's going to be a grappling fest. Islam does not like to grapple that often, and if he does, it's because it's out of priority.
Oh no.
No, let me explain. Let me explain. Islam is Jacare de Souza of lightweight. He has powerful strikes. He doesn't strike a lot, but when he does, it lands and it makes effects that help him in his grappling aspect, much like Jacare de Souza, because Jacare was a power striker who loved to grapple. The man can also take a strike. The difference is that this is lightweight and not middleweight. He's not facing older names. He is facing names that cannot grapple the same way. So, I'll take Islam all day, every day, inshallah. Mahamdulillah.
No, I don't rate Arman's chances. Again, it's just MMA math. But compare what Arman did to Oliveira to what Islam did to Oliveira. They're on different planets, you know. Islam had him out of there in what, one and a bit rounds.
I think that at very least we can all agree that at least it's nice to see Islam finally fighting a lightweight and not a featherweight.
yeah, for sure.
That's fair. That's
Great
fair.
point.
All right, guys, you got anything else very brief you want to throw in here real quick?
I don't think so.
Just say the PFL debacle, but I don't know if we have time for that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound brief. All right. Well, ladies and gents, that is going to just about wrap up this UFC 302 edition of the JBR preview show. We know there's a ton of options out there for MMA content. So if you made it to the end of the show, we'd like to give you some major props and a big thank you. We value each and every one of you donks. We'll be right back at it next Sunday for our usual weekend roundup, where we'll go over the results of this card and see just how right or wrong we were in our selections. So thank you all again for tuning in and listening. Let's get the hell out of here, guys. Peace.
Oh, he gone.
Hey, Craig. Fuck you, bitch.
Oh,
Fuck you, you piece of shit. Fuck you, bro. I'm gonna be honest, I'm like 4.5 years deep right now.
Wait, why did Dave leave? Dave just bounced. What the fuck?
Oh, I think he pressed the wrong button.
Try to close Craig and he closed himself. Rewind.
Also, I grabbed a Little Caesar's pizza, and the guy told me that the employee bathroom is not available for the people who are ordering food. And I said, that's kind of bullshit, don't you think? And he said, oh, I didn't really have an opinion on it. I'm like, all right, so if someone pisses themselves while waiting for their food, what's the policy there? And he goes, I honestly don't get paid enough to kind of deal with that. I just tell the manager, and the manager kind of tries to take care of it. I'm like, oh, all right. So you're obviously 18. How many times has it happened? He goes, often enough to where it's an issue.
So how did this situation resolve itself?
I went to CVS. We're doing the Lord's work, gentlemen. We're doing the Lord's work. Dave, don't ever, yeah, don't show this to the public.